your ROAS is dropping, you're not able to figure out what's actually causing it. You make some changes, those changes backfire, and your ROAS drops even further. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. Higher the CPM, higher is the cost of buying the inventory. We don't always want to track CPC all. Hello everyone. In today's episode, we are going to talk about what to do when your ROAS drops in half and you have no clue what's actually causing it. Alright, so if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're already dealing with this problem or you want to learn how to navigate this, right? Imagine this, your ROAS is dropping, you're not able to figure out what's actually causing it, right? And you want to resolve this as soon as possible. You make some changes, those changes backfire, and your ROAS drops even further, right? So stop, wait a minute, calm down, relax, and let's navigate how to solve this. The number one thing you want to do is identify the problem, right? So identify your funnel. What's causing this drop? Is it the CPM? Is it the CTR? Is it the CPC? Or these are top of the funnel Facebook ad metrics. Or it could be something around your website. Is it your conversion rate, your purchase conversion rate? Is it your add to cart conversion rate? Is it around something around your overall website flow? Or number three, but important, external factors, right? Is there some kind of seasonality happening? Valentine's Day, Christmas, long weekends, right? You have to factor in those external factors to consider if the ROAS is actually dropping because of that, right? So let's deviate into those real world problems and look at problem number one. The issue is with your data, right? Let's look where the issue is with your data. All right, so let's imagine we want to analyze the funnel. So I pulled in the weekly report for one of the accounts where we actually had this scenario, this drop in ROAS recently, right? And we are trying to navigate what actually is causing that issue, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to go in the account and navigate that process. Here we are into the account. All right, so your ROAS is dropping. We want to start with the action plan. Number one, identify what the problem is, right? And when we are trying to identify the problem, we want to look at the key metrics, right? So here is an example from one of our clients where the ROAS actually dropped. Here we look at what are the key metrics which impact our ROAS, right? So consider these key metrics. Number one, your CPM. CPM is the cost of buying inventory. This is the most critical number because this is the amount we pay to Meta for buying ads, right? CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. Higher the CPM, higher is the cost of buying the inventory. Lower the CPM, lower is the cost of buying inventory. Number one, CPM. Number two, CTR. CTR is your click-through rate. Higher the click-through rate, more resonance and relevance with the ad, right? But not always, right? If an ad is too clickbaity, CTR might be high, but conversion rates will be really low. Number one, CPM. Number two, CTR. Number three is your CPC, and I've written here OCPC because this is your outbound CPC. We don't always want to track CPC all because that's your like, comment, and share and all of that, and that's not super relevant. So this is here your CPC number. What we're trying to look here in terms of identifying the problem is where is the problem top of the funnel, whether it is CPM, CTR, CPC, or is it on my website, my conversion rate, or number three, is it around the seasonality factors, right? So starting with number one, identifying the problem with top of the funnel platform number reported numbers. The performance actually dropped here with this week, right? Week of Feb 12 to Feb 18. You will see the ROAS was somewhere around 1.6-ish and it dropped to 1.26. Right, almost a 20-ish% of drop. Why is it happening? Let's try to identify and narrow down on one of those metrics, right? So starting with CPM looked like they were mostly stable, right? No big drop. In fact, CPMs improved in that week and are looking okayish. CPCs also don't look bad. CTRs also look mostly stable. Based on this, CPM, CPC, CTR for this particular client in this scenario doesn't look to be the problem. Now let's look at our website factors, right? Our purchase conversion rate, and this is our add to cart rate. Add to cart rate is basically people adding to cart divided by total number of outbound clicks, right? This also shows the intent of my audience, right? If you'll see prior to that Feb 12 week, this number used to average 24%. In that particular week, there was a big drop, around 25% drop in add to cart rate. The abandoned cart rate didn't change as much, and since obviously add to cart rate dropped, the purchase conversion rate also dropped, and this definitely looks likely the reason why the performance is dropping, right? If my add to cart rate is dropping, my overall ROAS is also consequently dropping. Now let's look at number 3, seasonality factor. This client advertises in the US geography. Feb 12 to Feb 18, actually there was a long weekend. Feb 19th was President Day in the US, and people were out celebrating or going out on holidays, going on vacations with family, and this is most certainly the reason why the performance of this client. And if you look at the latest metrics, the recovery more or less has happened in this Feb 19 to 25th week. The metrics have more or less realigned and come back to the usual conversion rates, add to cart rate, and all of the metrics have now consolidated as earlier. So not every time you need to make changes left, right, and center. Sometimes there can be external factors and you need to analyze it closely and watch out for that. Now let's suppose the factors here for ROAS decline were not external but internal, which is your top of the funnel. Let's suppose CTR is declining, number 1, right? If CTR is declining, definitely there is a creative issue, and if CTR continue to decline, your conversion rate continue to decline, you need to fix your creatives ASAP. How do you fix your creatives, right? Number 1, look for quick wins, early opportunities. Look for what your top performers are, try to create variants of that, right? I would not spend a lot of time there because iterations are scalable for a week or two but not super sustainable, right? The performance very quickly deteriorates with iterations, right? So create iterations but only focus 20% of your energy there, right? How can you create iteration? Let's say you have an image ad, you have an us versus them winning ad angle. Play around with new variants of colors, new text copy or head overlays, and you can come up with new ideas. Number 2, you want to hunt for net new ad creative ideas. How do you do that? You do that, I'm going to publish a new article, new post, new video, YouTube video around it on how to research for net winning ideas. But for simplicity of this video, you want to learn what your audience key pain points and benefits are, what has worked in your past ads, and what your competitors are actively doing. Marry all of that and come up with new ad angles. Work around at least based on your mix. See what's working well. If image ads are working well, create more image ads, but also focus 20-30% of your energy coming up with video ad angles, right? Do more UGC ads, right? If UGC has not succeeded with you, this is your time to probably crack that. This is also one of the reasons you're not able to unlock that inventory. Once you have solve for creative to a certain extent, let's think, okay, if creative is not the problem, probably your CPMs are the problem. Your CPMs are going continuously up. You are probably cannibalizing your campaigns. Are you running too many campaigns? Probably, yeah. If you are running 3 to 5 different ad sets with almost the same ads, same targeting, then you are cannibalizing and competing against each other. So what you want to do is consolidate your campaigns, use a 3-3-5 strategy. Don't run any more than 3 campaigns, 3 ad sets, and within the 3 ad sets, each ad set don't run more than 5 active ads, right? Don't let them compete against each other. So this is the bottom line of how you improve your performance, how you navigate and consolidate your ROAS. To summarize, number 1, identify what the problem is. Is it with the top of the funnel, FB, CPM, CTR, CPC? Narrow it down. If not, is it with your conversion rate, purchase conversion rate, add to cart rate, checkout rate? Check those website flow. Number 3, is it with your external market factors, seasonality, right? Long weekends, holidays, discounts within your website flow. If those are the factors, that could be likely the reason why ROAS is declining. If not, then you come down to either it is a creative problem or it's an audience problem. If it's creative problem, new iterations plus new winning ad angles. If it's not a creative problem, it's very likely an audience problem, cannibalizing your own CPMs with too many active campaigns, too many active ad sets. Don't do that. Consolidate, keep it clean, keep it simple, silly. I hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, as always, I have to say, like, comment, and please do hit that bell icon and subscribe to this channel. All right, see you in the next one.